Coming up tonight, it may have been a quiet holiday around the Panhandle, but police are still searching for a robber that they call dangerous. Also, any 11-year-old makes his mark on Northwest Florida, you'll be inspired.
To all the God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, politics and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing the words of the old Negro spiritual.
And 1996 may be over, but some memorable moments linger on. Tom Lewis has highlights of the top stories of 96 with a special year in review. Thanks for joining us. News 13 at 10 is next.
You're watching News 13 WMBB, your news station. Live from the studios of News 13, this is News 13 tonight at 10.
Hello, everybody. I'm Amy Hoyt. Tom has the night off. A quiet New Year's holiday on Panhandle roads. Motorists seem to be taking the holiday in stride and heeding advice to be careful driving, especially with fog at night in the area. The Florida Highway Patrol says there were no alcohol-related accidents in this area. Across the state, however, 6 people lost their lives driving on Florida roadways during the New Year's holiday period. The criminals aren't behaving well this New Year's Day. Panama City police are busy tonight trying to find the person who robbed the Easy Serve convenience store located at 15th and Frankfurt. It happened just before 8 tonight. No one was hurt in that incident. Also this evening, an individual was robbed. Panama City police don't know if the incidents are related. They are still investigating at this hour. In the meantime, Panama City police still looking for the person who robbed area businesses back in December. They described him as a dangerous robber, and they are offering a reward for his arrest. The man held up 3 local businesses in December. The suspect reportedly held up Luigi Bigi's restaurant, Tom's Seafood, and AAA Paging Company at gunpoint. No one was hurt in those robberies, but the suspect did manage to get away.
In all 3 of these robberies, he's had his face covered, once with a white towel, once with camouflage, and once with a stocking. So we're hoping somebody's seen him, somebody knows him.
Now, the man is described as a black male, 28 to 30 years old. He stands about 5 feet 5 inches tall with a medium build. If you have any information, you should call the Panama City Police Department at 872-3112. A New Year's Eve shooting in Miami leaves a police officer there fighting for his life. He and his partner had gone to back up other officers at a shooting. When they got there, a bullet came through the rear window of the police car. That bullet hit one officer in the head. Officials don't know if he was hit by accident or if the bullet was intended for the officer's car. A Panama City family started their New Year off on a fiery note literally today. The apartment on Bob Sides Drive caught fire from a cigarette lighter. Officials say a child had been playing with the lighter on the couch at the time. Katrina Hull Turner and her family escaped without injury, but several rooms were damaged by the smoke. An 11-year-old Bay County boy is kicking off the new year on the right foot. He's been selected as the keynote speaker for the Department of Agriculture's Martin Luther King Jr. celebration in Washington, D.C. As Kim Capozzo tells us, it will be his first time to Washington, but not his first time drawing a crowd.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
Jeremy Pond says this is the speech that inspired him.
There was a Martin Luther King march in January 1993, and I heard Martin Luther King say that I had a dream speech, and that just really blew me away.
And at 9 years old, he blew everyone away in Mackenzie Park.
Mental flight by Egypt, or rather across the Red Sea.
The dynamics of his speech won him the keynote speaker's position.
The emotion that I got from hearing a young 11-year-old boy pronounce that he want to just do God's will. It's just a very emotional charge.
And what's even more amazing is that this 11-year-old understands and accepts his position as a role model.
He wants to instill this into the youth of today. It's like he wants to take up the role.
You see so many young people not doing anything, but then you see people like Jeremy, you say, well, good people keep on coming.
Martin Luther King's daughter, Reverend Bernice King, agrees.
She told me one of the things that I was so happy to hear. She told me that if her father was alive today, he would be very proud of me.
And indeed, he would be. In Panama City, Kim Capozzo, News 13.
And Jeremy says he would like to become a pastor when he grows up, so giving those speeches is good practice. There is another young person we want to introduce you to tonight. She is 1997's New Year's baby. Here's News 13's Tracy Ryan.
What do you think of her?
It's beautiful.
Meet Amber Reynoso, also known as Bay County's New Year's baby. This 7-pound, 11-ounce bundle of joy was born to Roger Lee and Alan Reynoso at 5:52 New Year's morning at Tyndall Hospital.
It's the best present we could get for the new year.
Amber is their first baby.
It was painful. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. I didn't have any problems. But it was very well. It was great.
By being the first baby born in Bay County, little Amber has already lived up to some great expectations. So what's in store for her future?
I'm looking forward to seeing her grow. It's a nice experience. I mean, you're full of wishes and ideas of how things are going to be. It's nice.
She is that is a girl already.
I never thought somebody would be calling me mom.
From Tyndall Hospital, I'm Tracy Ryan.
And she is pretty. Congratulations again to the Reynoso family, and thanks for letting us share your day. We wish you a happy new year. Well, it wasn't a bad day at all to start off 1997 outdoors. Let's go ahead and check on in with Captain Norm now for our first look at the forecast. Norm?
Thank you. Once again, our sky went into hiding. It's under that, above that fog. It's kind of directions reversed here. What little showers activity we had in the area has moved on out of Dodge. Looks like it's going to be just the fog, again, with most of moisture in that form. Overnight lows tonight should fall about the same category I have every night, down to the 60s. We'll have your tails later.
All righty, Norm, thanks a lot. Still ahead tonight, 1996 is over, but there were a lot of memorable moments. We'll have a special look back at 1996 across Northwest Florida after this.
This is News 13 tonight at 10 with anchors Tom Lewis and Amy Hoyt, weather with Captain Norm Miller, and sports with Brian Davis.
The year-end clearance sale. Your local Southern Ford dealer. December 23rd through January 5th. Deals on everything, like a $179 a month lease on Escort, America's best-selling small car. Hurry to your local Southern Ford dealer's year-end clearance sale, because $179 a month on Escort ends soon.
McDuff's is sacrificing their entire inventory. Now you get 20% off the lowest currently marked price of everything, no exceptions. Even off the low sale prices in McDuff's Sleigh Load Sale Circular. Get 20% off McDuff's entire inventory of TVs, VCRs, and camcorders. 20% off all stereos and speakers. 20% off all refrigerators, ranges, washers, and dryers. You even get 20% off all computers and monitors. In short, get 20% off everything right now at McDuff's. All sales final. Shop the Sacrificing Our Inventory sale at the McDuff's near you today.
This time of year is meant for celebrating, so your Lincoln Mercury dealer is presenting some of the best buys of the season, like up to $3,500 in total savings on the V8-powered Mercury Grand Marquis, Florida's best-selling full-size car, with a roomy interior, vacation-size trunk, and the U.S. government's highest crash test rating, 5 stars. So join in the savings before January 3rd.
Imagine yourself in a Mercury now.
Feel the speed. Catch the excitement. Be part of the action this week in motorsports. Watch the thrills and the highlights as Doc Riley shows you the best in motorsports every Saturday on This Week in Motorsports. Don't miss any of the turns or pit stops. This Week in Motorsports is brought to you in part by White's Wrecker Service, the Automotive Specialists, Tire Masters, Doc's Tire Repair, and Prime Star.
In a lot of ways, 1996 was one of the most historic years ever for Bay County. Some of the biggest events came in the field of politics. Tom Lewis takes a look back at the election year where not one but two presidential candidates came to Bay County.
September 1996 marked the first time in Bay County's history that a sitting president came to our town.
As nearly as they could determine, I am the first sitting president ever to come to Panama City. Based on what I saw along the road coming in and the reception you've given us, I'd say the others don't know what they were missing. I'm glad to be here.
And I want to invite all the other Republican candidates and everybody got some more.
A month later, Republican presidential nominee Bob Dole announced he'd make a campaign stop in Bay County.
Thank you. The average family in America now pays about 40% of all their income for taxes. You pay more in taxes, you pay for food, clothing, and shelter combined. That should not happen in America.
One of the greatest losses in 1996 was the death of Tommy Thomas. The longtime businessman, political leader, and philanthropist died on September 17th after a long battle with cancer.
Now let's sell something, folks. He's going to be missed in the community, and especially here at the Salvation Army, because he's been one of our leaders over the years, and is responsible, as you know, for the beautiful facility over there on 15th Street, which is everyone in the country knows about that. And that's a compliment to the type of program and a compliment to Mr. Thomas and what he's done for us.
6 weeks later, the voters went to the polls and did something that's never been done before. Elected a Republican majority to the Bay County Commission.
I think it may be a swing toward conservative values. And, you know, the one thing about the county commission is it's never really been party as much as it's been voting for the people.
It could, and then again, it could not. I think here at the local level, we just need leaders who are going to lead Bay County and make sound financial decisions for the better.
One of the biggest problems facing that county commission was left over from 1995. Hurricane Opal severely damaged the beaches. The winter storms in December 96 only made the situation worse.
There are three reasons why we can't start putting sand on the beach right away. Number one is permitting. It will take a long time to get permits. Secondly, we're short about $16 million in funds to build a project. And thirdly, it's imperative that we do the project correctly. We have to have the proper sand match, color match, grain size match, and we don't have that right now. Believe me, the proper steps are being taken to get this done. It's just that, you know, a lot of folks thought for years that I was crying wolf, you know, and I think time has proven that maybe we weren't crying wolf.
And that's the way it was in politics in 1996. Tom Lewis, News 13.
Now, the big events of 1996 weren't just restricted to the political arena. In fact, local people got a chance to take part in one of the biggest sports spectacles in the world. On July 1st, the Olympic torch passed through Bay County, thrilling thousands. Tom Lewis continues that look back at the year of 1996.
Before the Olympic torch made its way to Atlanta for the Centennial Olympiad, it made its way through Florida. It first entered the state at Cottondale. News 13 was able to bring you the first live pictures of the torch as it made its way down Highway 231.
If you want to pan down the road just a bit, as you can see, the Olympic torch is coming just this way. It's a pretty extensive relay right there. You can see all the police cars motorcycles, there's Georgia State Patrol vehicles, there's Highway Patrol vehicles. There it is right in front of you, ladies and gentlemen, the Olympic torch. It's by motorcade right now, everything heading toward the Panama City Mall. They're all waving to us, and they give us the thumbs up. There you have it, and there it goes.
From there, runners picked up the torch, carrying it through town, over Hathaway Bridge, and onto Panama City Beach for a huge celebration at Aaron Besant Park.
There it is, the lighting of it. Incredible. And it's still alive. Incredible. The crowd goes wild.
Just imagine, that flame has made its way all the way from Olympia, Greece. We're on a mission today to find Izzy. Y'all want to find Izzy, right? Olympic mascot? Yeah, Izzy? Yeah. I can't wait to meet him.
The Olympic excitement continued right up until opening ceremonies. News 13 gave you the first-hand look at Olympic Mania with live coverage from Atlanta.
Chris, let me ask you a question. You've seen a lot of runners come up and down, and have you seen anybody with, like, coming out of the blocks like I did?
Not really. You're about the worst person I've seen come out the block.
But maybe the biggest sports heroes of 1996, at least here in Bay County, was a group of 11 and 12-year-old boys who took their dreams all the way to Williamsport, Virginia, and the Little League World Series. The R.L. Turner team fell short of playing in the Little League World Series in their last game, but their welcome home could not have been any warmer if they had won the Major League World Series.
I couldn't be prouder of them if they had won it all. These guys they fought hard all summer long, and unless you've experienced what it takes to get to Williamsport, then you just won't understand.
No doubt 1996 will be a year that these young men will remember for the rest of their lives. And none of us will soon forget the events that shaped and changed history. The year 1996. Tom Lewis, News 13.
It's hard to believe 96 is over. Let's hope for good things in 97. Well, let's hope the forecast looks good. I think it does. Captain Norm is next.
Nissan year-end sales event. Buying a new Nissan has never been easier. The Nissan year-end sales event ends January 6th.
Right now, you can get up to $1,000 cash back when you buy a 96 Sportage. Or lease a 97 for just $227 a month. That way, when you get away from it all, you can afford to take a lot of it with you. Visit your Kia dealer during our year-end savings event, ending soon. Kia, because it's about time everyone had a well-made car.
You've seen our signs. You've seen our trucks. Now see why your neighbors choose us. For the best service at the best price, we provide burglar and fire alarm systems to suit your needs.
Your child, learning and growing. Imagine how different the world must look through your children's eyes.
What your child sees while you're away can make an impression that will last a lifetime. That's why when you're choosing childcare, it's important to see it through your child's eyes. Look for quality when selecting childcare. To learn more, contact your local resource and referral agency. To find the one near you, call the Florida Children's Forum at 1-888-FL-CHILD. A free call and a free service.
Tonight's News 13 weather is brought to you by Florida First Bank.
Welcome back. Captain Norm joining us with a forecast. Things looking good for 97, at least the beginning of it.
Except for the driving out there tonight.
Right.
Don't drive too fast or slow. Too slow and some guy trying to get 3 digits on his speedometer is going to catch up with it. We'll be gone. Let's have a look outside through the city cam in Mariana, where there is not near as much fog as they have along the coast. But it comes creeping up. They'll probably have it before morning. It's 64 right there. Moving back to Bay County, I think we're pretty much in line with their temps. A pretty even spread tonight. 64 at the airport. A little close to the water. Well, 64 the beach, 63 Tyndall Air Force Base. Relative humidity, 100% again. That's happened a lot, hasn't it? Here we are starting off the New Year's fog. Viewpoint 64 barometer, 30.10. It's steady right now, relatively so. And the winds out of the south 3 at the airport, due south 7 at Tyndall. You can see the fog out there. It kind of feeds off itself. A thing called dynamic equilibrium. Fog is going into and out of solution all the time. South winds at 6 at the airport, 1 foot seas. I should say offshore. Let's hope we don't have 1 foot seas at the airport. Water depth 72 out in the deep water and 60 closer in. Big gap between here and DeSoto Canyon. 5.88 feet of water at Caryville. Blountstown supporting 6.32. And the Jim Woodruff Dam 44.14. And some current temperature readings around the area. A little bit cooler inland and east this time around from Bonifay. Gene Ketcher's side of 54. And Doc Cypher over in Chipley, 55. And Jason Austin at Modesto, 60, same thing. From Dave Austin and Vernon, 58. Loretta Dorn at Blountstown at 56. And Gene Stiebel in White City. And seeing just a little bit warmer readings along the coast. The incoming air, saturated with moisture as it is, of course, keep it warm along the coastline. Let's look at True Doppler, see what's out there. Little ring around the radar there. Nothing happening closer in. The showers have moved on. Jason Austin up in Esto reported 3/10 of an inch of rainfall accumulation today. Didn't see any myself, and mostly clear skies along the coast a lot of the day. Here are the satellite pictures. We'll see what's happening up there. Moving out, pretty much. As you can see, it's sweeping off toward the east. All the action, once again, is above us. Let's have a look at our tides. The next 24 hours, the range, half a foot. Still those tiny ones. High in the evening hours and low in the morning. Apalachicola's got the only real tide. That's not all that big. 9/10 of a foot, the PM period tides. The others aren't worth a hoot for fishing or anything else you can think of. Offshore tomorrow, another great day. Variable winds 5 to 10 knots, 1 to 2 foot sea. Why don't you take the day off and catch one out there? Calm inside. If you can find the Gulf tomorrow, it'll be foggy in the morning along the coast as well as offshore for a little distance. Variable winds 5 to 10 should make 62 for an overnight low tonight. Tomorrow, early morning fog, then clearing. A little bit of everything tomorrow. Southwest winds 5 to 10, probably 70. A little cool on the coast. The reverse is true during the day. The water's coolest down this time of year. And 60 for an overnight low tomorrow night under partly cloudy skies. Here's our extended forecast. Brings in the first real change we've seen in a while, with overnight lows in the 60s the first couple of days of the period. By Sunday, the overnight lows will drop into the 50s. Our daily highs, 70s and 80s inland. And finally, a pretty good chance of rain on Sunday and Monday. Our weather will take a little change then, and we'll get a little cooler weather at night, which we've done without for a while, and they got spoiled.
All right, so we'll enjoy it while it's here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks, Norm. Well, we may be enjoying some mild weather, but folks out west still feeling the effects of 3 winter storms there. At least 14 people have died in Washington and Oregon because of the severe weather. 14 rivers are still at risk for high water. 25 state roads in Washington remain blocked by mudslides or floods, and sinkholes seem to be turning up. Fortunately, no major storms expected this week in that area of the country. Some good news from overseas tonight. 7 more hostages have been set free in Peru. Rebels allowed Catholic priests to escort the people to freedom. 74 hostages, however, still remain at the Japanese ambassador's home in Lima. The rebels stormed the residence 2 weeks ago. They are still demanding the release of their comrades from jail. Well, coming up next in sports, we'll go bowling with Brian Davis, and that means all the action in college football today. Things are getting a little wild in New Orleans. We'll have all the latest. Don't go away. Sports is next.
here. Toyota Corolla. Reliable, dependable, everything you need in a car. Isn't that Gene Fisher?
People who own the Toyota Corolla can't stop talking about it. They'll tell you how you can lease the Corolla for a low and $69 a month. They'll also tell you that you can save up to $1,500 when you buy or lease Corolla.
And you get 12.7 cubic feet of trunk space, too.
Spacious. We couldn't have said it better ourselves. It's all here at Toyota.
What do these people have in common? Dr. Malcolm Gillis, president of Rice University. Johnny May Gibson, FBI agent. Buck Showalter, Major League Baseball manager. Amos McMullen, president of Flowers Industries. They started at Chipola Junior College. You can too. Registration is January 6th. Classes begin January 7th. Call 526-2761.
Takes a lot of work to make a big breakfast. It's easier just to head down to Shoney's and help yourself to the classic American breakfast bar.
Brian joins us now with sports. A lot of college football today.
Yeah, a lot of Gator fans looking at a certain game. Florida Gator fans found themselves in a familiar position tonight, rooting against the Garnet and Gold. Except in this case, it was Arizona State, not Florida State. You see, for the Gators to win a national championship, to have any chance, the Sun Devils had to lose to Ohio State. Let's go to Pasadena and check it out. Go to the fourth quarter here. Pretty good game going back and forth. ASU behind at this point, but then Jake Plummer gets it up, and the long bomb sets up the 1st and goal. And then Jake Plummer again. Remember, this guy was a Heisman candidate. They call him Jake the Snake, and here's why. Watch him sift his way through. It doesn't look good, but he gets the job done. He's in, and Arizona State leads at this point 17-14. But Ohio State is not done. Quarterback Joe Germain, cool and calm, takes him down the field, and after a couple of pass interference calls, gets it into the end zone. That's your final, 20-17. The Buckeyes' last-minute score crushes the title hopes of Arizona State. The path is now clear for the Noles, so tomorrow night is about as close to a national championship showdown as we are going to get. Let's take a look at some more bowls here. 20-13, the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville. Quarterback Oscar Davenport made the first start of his career today in the Gator Bowl, and it was a good one. He ran for 1 touchdown and passed for another as the Tar Heels win 20-13. Then one game that is not over quite yet, the Fiesta Bowl in Tempe, Arizona, 38-15. That score is now in the fourth quarter. Penn State, big time, leading over the Longhorns. Looks like Joe Paterno will get yet another bowl win. Well, speaking of good coaches, Gene Stallings playing out his last game today in Tampa in the Outback Bowl against Michigan. His teams are known for good defense, but this is not it. What a bone-jarring hit that was, knocked off his helmet, but he was okay. Michigan, they were up in this game 63 until the fourth quarter. And watch Kelvin Sigler set up this interception by Dwayne Rudd, and he takes it all the way, 88 yards, touchdown. Alabama takes the lead, and they would not give it up. Even an onside kick at the end. Michigan trying to get the ball back. Not going to happen. Gene, you got your win there. That's number 70 for him, and the Gene Stallings era ends. 17-14, Alabama wins over Michigan. The Tide players carry their retiring coach to midfield after the game. The Cotton Bowl was a pretty good one today. Brigham Young wipes out a 10-point deficit in the fourth quarter. Final score in that one, 19-15. BYU wins. They put down K-State. And the Cougars win their first ever bowl game on New Year's Day. And in the Citrus Bowl, the day belonged to Peyton Manning, 408 yards, 4 touchdowns through the air. The Volunteers overcome the Wildcats 48-20. Have to see if that is his last game, see if he goes to the NFL or not. By the way, have you noticed a pattern in this season's bowl games? The SEC is undefeated in their 4 bowl games so far. LSU, Auburn, Alabama, and Tennessee, they're all winners. Now one SEC team remains. That's right. Tomorrow night in the Sugar Bowl, FSU and Florida will meet for the second time this year. But today, the coaches got up close and personal. And as Timmy Zell tells us from New Orleans, it was quite a meeting of the minds.
Thanks, Brian. You know, it looks pretty peaceful here right now. The nice fountain in the background, riverboat, calm scene, but don't be fooled. It's been a wild place all week long. New Orleans, well, you know, it's a crazy place year-round. But when you bring the Sugar Bowl to town with Florida and Florida State playing for the national championship, well, the word circus takes on a whole new meaning.
Ah, yes, New Orleans. There's no place in the world like it. Not even the great P.T. Barnum could create anything like the circus that goes on here year-round. Unless, of course, he brought the Seminoles and Gators to town for a national championship
Sugar Bowl Showdown.
No better place to win the national championship.
New Orleans is the home of the SEC, so why not have the showdown in the Bayou?
Earlier today, the Hyatt Regency Hotel played the part of the Circus Big Top as the two ringleaders held a morning press conference. The Seminoles chief revealed the details of a secret powwow.
I saw Steve last night, and we chatted briefly in a dark corner. Yeah, he talked a little bit about Lacey. That sure did. I didn't listen all that much, but
No, we have a pretty good relationship. I think I got a pretty good relationship with all coaches, really.
we're just different. I think he has the ultimate of confidence. I work out of fear a little bit more than he does.
They beat us the last game because they played harder than we did. They deserved to win. It had nothing to do with who hit who or whatever.
After the coaches posed for pictures together with the trophies, one official tried to see just how durable that crystal football is. Luckily for him, it passed the test. To the streets where the real show is. You have your Gator fans, Seminole fans, and those with a different agenda.
F-A-R-N-E, get the Jewish time. Oh!
Okay, so everyone's not on the same page as far as the game goes, but one thing they can all agree on is that this game belongs in New Orleans.
Only in New Orleans.
Right here, no doubt about it. I've been to Miami for the Orange Bowl for the national championship, but it's nothing like being on Bourbon Street.
And this is a crazy place against two teams that are crazy for each other.
Well, that was a pretty wild scene today, but just imagine what it's going to be like tomorrow night in the Superdome when these two teams get it on. That's really all that's left to happen here is to play the game. Last night, both teams celebrated a new year. Tomorrow night, one will celebrate a national championship. We'll have all the highlights tomorrow night. Brian?
Thanks, Tim. By the way, if you're wondering about the infamous officials meeting, well, it was held today. Coach Spurrier says things went fine. He personally attended the meeting, and he feels nothing but confidence in the Big 12 officials who will call tomorrow night's game.
We're all happy with the rules. We came out of the meeting. I think everybody's happy. We know game's going to be called by the rules of football. I think we're all happy. Hopefully we'll have a good, clean, hard-fought game. That's what we're all expecting.
As for the Seminoles, their national championship scenario is now very simple. Beat the Gators for the second time in a row, and they're a lock for the crown. The Tribe went through one final walkthrough today, and Coach Bowden says his team is ready.
Well, and I had to slow the boys down Tuesday. 3 days ago, I was afraid they was going to get play. I don't want to play that game too early. And but I really feel like we've prepared enough. If Florida's better, they might can beat us, but I don't think they can upset us. We're going to be ready to play.
We've been talking last night about how the two different teams are preparing in different ways. Tonight is a perfect example. Tonight, the Seminoles are staying in the same place that they've been staying all week, downtown. The Gators, well, they're staying about an hour away from downtown in a place called Gonzaga in Louisiana. And the thinking is to get the players away from the downtown area, get them away from the distractions, and really focus. So that Florida Gator team, they're going to be ready as well.
I'm just curious, the comment that Steve Spurrier made about, well, they played better in the last game. Did he have a change of heart somewhere?
We got to understand they were sitting right next to each other the whole time.
So you don't want to start any trouble right
he's
there.
Not backing off that, but he was diplomatic. They were both really good on their best behavior.
Diplomatic. If you look in the dictionary, I think it's another word for lying. We'll see. All right. Thanks, Brian. We'll be right back.
Holiday time. Buick has saved the best gift for last. The last great car clearance. Your last chance to get a dynamite Regal with $2,000 cash off or incredible 0-9 financing. Think of it. Dual airbags, ABS, 3800 V6, hot stereo, $2,000 cash off. Plus, your first payment isn't due for 90 days. But you better hurry. All the smart buyers are headed to the Florida Buick dealers right now.
They grow up so fast, in a heartbeat, the moment is past.
I wish my little girl could stay 4 years old forever.
That smile is like a treasure, hold on to it forever.
But she's not going to. So I'm going to take lots of pictures, and I'm going to take my film to Walmart every time, because I know they're going to do a good job. And besides, I'm going to be there anyway.
Save on pictures where you save on film. Always low prices, always Walmart.
Let's take one more look at wake-up weather.
Okay, if you wake up in the fog tomorrow, it'll be the real thing. Won't be in your head. Cloudy.
All right, thanks a lot, Norm. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Happy New Year. We'll see you tomorrow.